Alright, I am back. Alright, for giggles, now being my sensor, I got a new one coming. There is an issue with the sensor. Right, I was trying to figure out what kind of sensor it was, whether it was mechanical, whether it was electrical, or whether it was magnetic. So it appears that it's electrical. Okay. And what happens is once that gets triggered, there's more than likely there is some kind of, there's a mechanism on the inside, whether, I don't think it's a fuse. What I think happens is it triggers an electric current, okay, which breaks the wire, it breaks the connection, right? And that triggers your light. The reason why I think so is I cut it off. Like I said, I got a new one coming anyway, so I cut it off. And I took the two wires that are in there and joined them together. So, and if I am correct on what type of switch trigger sensor this is, I can't say common, but it's a simple one. That's probably why they don't cost too much. It's a simple trigger. Now I'm thinking, well, before I say any more, let me see if it works. So my brake light was on. That's my parking brake. Start it up. Brake lights on. Brake lights off. Okay. Haha. So I'm right. Alright. I'm thinking there's only two sensors. As you can see, the brake light's off. That is my parking brake light that's on, because I got it on jack stands up in the nose. So I put my parking brake on so it doesn't attempt to roll backwards. Let me shut it off. So the brake light is off. What I can do at this point, put my wheels back together and go on about my day. Once the new sensor comes, just plug it right in. It's a simple plug-in. You can do it. You have to take your wheel off, obviously, to do it, but go on about my way and call it a day. And just keep an eye on my brake pads like the old school way. But with the way I just did it that way, again, the brake sensor light will it'll never trigger again, basically. So you're, I don't even want to call it a mod or even safety. It's on there for a reason, to let you know when it's about the time to get your brakes done. But I do know this, that once it triggers, you can't reuse it. Okay, so if you want to just old school it and bypass that whole system, that's the way to do it. Alright, so as you can see, here is the sensor. All I did was basically I cut the wire, trimmed back a little bit and just connected them. And if I wanted, tape the crap up out of it, or put a weatherproof, weatherproof, I guess. If it corrodes and these two wires separate, that's going to trigger that light. Actually, you know what? I will show you exactly what will happen. Let me get these two apart. And sometimes it's okay to do stuff like this. What led me to there was just the design of the switch, and then, like I said, actually it didn't even look like it was disturbed. There was no rough edges. It didn't even make contact. So that led me in the direction, or actually led me to question what kind of switch that was. All right, here you go. You can see these disconnected now. they're no longer making contact. So it led me to wonder what kind of sensor it was, whether it was electrical, whether it was mechanical, which it doesn't sound, there's nothing in there, or magnetic. And being I didn't shoot for magnetic because I don't see any metal inside there. This appears to be a wire that runs around. No, this wire here runs to this wire. So like I said, I'm sure what's happening is that once there's enough current going through here that once this sensor basically starts to come closer to a metal surface, it sends an electric charge to which is designed to break connection, separate the wire from whatever the connector is in the inside. I'm going to break it down and take it apart, but that's just for me. I'm not going to show you guys all that. You can do it on your own. But you know, being as I did this and it worked, that's exactly what's happening inside there. So let me show you. The wires are disconnected. The sensor is in my hand. Let me get back in and start her up and see if it triggers the light. Oh boy, oh boy. Okay, no light, or no light. There's nothing on right now. And brake light's back on. And I'm sure that warning's gonna pop up again. Brake pads. Okay. Shut her down. I'm gonna join those two pieces of wire again. Everything with one hand is, I know there's people out there with one hand and they learn how to do a lot of things, but I am new to having only one hand to use. Sorry, one hand to use. Okay, so roughly join those together. Just like I said, I got a new sensor from it. But if you don't and you want to get away from the sensor, this is how you do it. Boom, brake light off. And like I said, that sensor only is there to let you know when you need your, or the brake pads are getting really close. I'm thinking it comes on, you know, cautionary is right around 4 millimeters. That's about between, I'd say 6 and 10,000 miles. Obviously depending on how hard you brake, but yeah, like I said, you can old school it, bypass that whole system if you want, or you know, just put the sensor back in and you're on your way. But yeah, I'm gonna run it like it's supposed to. That's just me. But again, you can see you don't have to. You just keep checking your brakes. You know, these are pretty easy to see while they're on. And then, you know, you can get away with doing your brakes for another 5,000 miles without that light being in your face all the time. So, all right, so we learned a little bit of something together today. This has been a good day so far. All right, I'm gonna do my passenger side. You don't need help with that or to be shown. It's exactly the same as this, except the passenger side does not have the sensor on it. But other than that, 1/2-inch bolt on top, 1/2-inch bolt on bottom. Take off this clip, you know, pry the caliper off. Either set something up on top of your rotor or get yourself a rig like this to put your caliper on. Pull your sensor, pull your pads, clean the surfaces, reapply adhesive on the pad surfaces, the one that mates on the piston and the one that mates on the front part of the caliper and install. And oh, and don't forget to remove your cap of your brake cylinder, your master cylinder, or your brake reservoir. And don't forget to check your fluid, but don't forget to put that back on before you drive anywhere, because if you take off and hit the brake with that cap off, you're just all air. Yeah, you'll have a bloody mess and have to bleed your brakes, so don't forget that. That's really important. But okay, I hope this one worked for you. If it did, let me know. I don't care if you use the videos or share them or whatever you do, as long as you use them to learn, save yourself some money, and that's it. Enjoy the sport, enjoy the hobby. Alright guys, we'll talk to you later. R2 Swift out.